Hey, so I really wanted to tell y'all about this date that I went on one night here in Kigali. And it was wild. It was just wild.
Oh yeah, another installment of the adventures of the Western Passport Sisters. A product with no buyers, a riddle defying the laws of supply and demand. How could these ungrateful Rwandan men not treat this unfeminine, argumentative, slightly condescending 304 like the precious queen she is? How could these evil men attempt to use her for a fun time, not a long time like we do? Shame on you, Rwanda, for your grace is deeply concerned. But fret not, noble Rwanda, for Destro, champion of diplomacy, shall extend his mercy upon thee under one condition. You agree to keep these women as prisoners, I mean esteemed guests, and we shall wave the firm hand of Cobra's wrath.
So first we met at this lounge where they were supposed to be doing salsa dancing or whatever. So I was like, cool. So I get in there, we sit down, and he proceeds to tell me, about him and his upbringing and how he just got from China. So in China, he was this big time drug dealer, right?
Now imagine escaping the Pookies and Ray Rays of the hood, only to jet 8,000 miles across the world and still find yourself a magnet for, you guessed it, drug dealers. I mean, that's gotta be a real blow to the old fupa. Now here you are in Rwanda, where the local men are offering you cheap vodka and a one-way ticket to their hotel room for a single night of passion. Could it be that something in your vibe whispers short-term only to men worldwide? Oh, surely not. Who can question the wisdom of doing the same thing again and again, hoping for a new outcome? Yes, girl.
And he was telling about how he got into it. He said he went to a party one night, and him and this girl, they had went on a date, and they had ended up at this party, and this big time drug dealer had invited him into his section and gave him $2,000 for the girl that he was on the date with. And he was like, what am I supposed to do with that? He was like, I don't care what you do with it. Just, I want the girl that you came with. So he was like, okay. And so they went to the bathroom, and he was like in the bathroom. They had like toilet seats, and they just was like snorting powder. He was like, he never snorted powder before. And he just started snorting powder off of a toilet seat, right? And so he was like, by the time he woke up in the bathroom, the girl had texted him that she had ended up leaving with the guy, right? And I'm like, what the? So if I was in danger right now, he wouldn't care, because he literally just sold the girl that he went on the first date with for like $2,000. And I'm sure he didn't give her any.
Now, before you throw rocks at this brother, hear me out. I want you to imagine all of those terrible first dates you've been on before you mount the high horse of accountability. Let's say a drug dealer offered you $2,000 to accept this problem off your hands. How many of you would deny it? Comment below, just for research purposes, obviously. And don't get all G.I. Simpy Joe on me. But here, we see what kind of glorious opportunities await our passport sistren abroad.
Have you subscribed to the message of Lord Destro?
So he proceeds to tell me that he was, of course, the guy to come to in the town, and he was addicted to powder and blah, blah, blah. But he got clean. That's what he finally told me, that he had got clean. And it took him like a year of Chinese medicine to get clean. So by this time, I'm like, I'm so ready to go. But I didn't have cash to catch the moto back to my place. So I was like, well, I need to go to the ATM so I can get cash to catch the moto. So on the way to, he was like, well, I'll take you to the ATM, right? He takes me down this road. I guess it's known for like prostitutes. So he was like, she's a prostitute. He's just pointing out all these prostitutes. And he was like, yeah, prostitutes go for like 7,000 Rwandan francs. And he was like, that's a brothel, and that's a brothel, And you can go in there for maybe like an hour, 2 hours for like 10,000 Rwandan francs, right? And I'm like, so you know who's prostitutes and you know where to take them, right?
Now let's be clear. The esteemed Lord Destro would never condone brothels or the art of pay-for-play in any form or fashion.
Stop the cap.
But just for the sake of discussion, let me play devil's advocate here. Imagine how delightful a humble coffee date might feel if you knew it was merely the warm-up act for a grand finale of a brothel happy ending. Purely hypothetical, of course. Would there be as much pressure on that first date if you knew in advance that the real adventure kicks off after you kiss her goodnight? Perhaps a tactic worth considering, a little theory to ponder. Just food for thought, my friend. But alas, I think I've already said too much. And don't snitch to the Baroness.
And so then after that, I get my money. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. He was like, no, we can go back to your place and watch movies. And I'm like, should I go with nowhere else with me? Absolutely not. He was like, no, we can just cuddle and watch movies. Who gonna cuddle and watch movies? 'Cause I'm not. And then I get home, I did let him know that I had made it home safe. And so he calls me. He was like, well, send me your address because I'm trying to make love to you. You try to do what? I was like, nah, I'm not interested. Buzzer, blah, buzzer, blah. And he was like, I ain't trying to be your boyfriend. I just want to get your needs met, just like I got needs. I hung that phone. Like, absolutely. Like, the whole night you have pretty much told me you are not what I'm looking for or not even what I care to have, honey. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I don't need no man.
I don't need no man.
But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blasphemy. And although you will never be worthy of a monarch such as myself, Lord Destro would suggest that you poor fools at least give oligarchy a try. So here, Lord Destro has spoken.